So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, we're going to get a lot done. State the obvious. The weapons he used, the guns, the magazines, the weapons, the modifications that apparently have taken place for those weapons that are involved here. I don't need to wait another minute, let alone an hour, to take common sense steps that will save the lives in the future and to urge my colleagues in the House and Senate to act. We can ban assault weapons, high-capacity magazines in this country once again. I got that done when I was a senator. It passed. It was law for the longest time. And it brought down.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joshua Dow here, formerly Fuck the Feds Libertarian, fuck the Libertarian Party, fuck the National Libertarian Party, fuck every county affiliate, fuck all of y'all.
Welcome to the Hedgehog Watchdog. I'm your host, Evan Saxon, joined by Greg Baldwin. We're the meme team behind Libertarian Party South Dakota, South Dakotans Against Prohibition. Today's episode is brought to you by Pinkcoin. You can check them out at pinkcoin.com. No guests today, as I'm banned from Facebook.
Yeah, if anybody, I made a post on our page. If anybody wants to comment on the show or join the show, they're going to need to do it through YouTube or Trovo.
Yeah, our free speech media, I think, is mirroring our live stream from YouTube onto free speech media, so you can check that out there too. And if you comment on the free speech media or the YouTube, our YouTube channel, we'll see your comments right away. But yeah. So where we're going to start, I think we're going to start with Joe Biden, who's going to try to take AR-15s away from us because of the Colorado shooting and then the shooting at the salons as the reasoning. I'll just pull that up, I suppose.
In Boulder, Colorado.
Here.
The motivation of the killer in Boulder, Colorado. And other critical aspects
first press
of
conference
this mass
too,
shooting.
Is it? Oh yeah, this is his first press conference since becoming president. Let's see. I got some comments here. Echo Chamber Podcast says, "Let's do this thing and tell Zuckerberg where to shove it." Yeah, dude. Yeah, I got banned because I suggested that because I guess Georgia passed a law where you can't hand out water to voters. And I was like, well, this is a perfect reason why you want an AR-15, because if you're trying to vote, I don't think any racist cop's going to come up to you and try to stop you from handing out water. What's up, Hedgehog Warriors? Yeah, the Facebook deemed that was too violent and that I needed a 72-hour ban to put me in my place. 2021 has no mercy. Rough year so far. Definitely not looking any better than 2020. Here we go.
That was your second ban in a week, wasn't it? Or was the other one?
Yeah, I got banned for saying some dude was making fun of somebody because they died of COVID, and they're a butcher from Irene, South Dakota, which is like just a couple miles to like my west, I think.
No, that's 8 miles from my house.
Yeah, so yeah, they're like making fun of him because they're saying that he should have been vaccinated or something. And I was like, dude, you're a POS. I said that. I didn't say piece of shit, too, because I knew I was going to get banned. I said piece of shit. I just said, you're a POS. And I still got a 24-hour ban. Like, are you kidding me? Anyhow, Facebook's being a Nazi right now. Be careful out there.
Oh,
all you Facebook listeners. So let's listen to our leader of the free world telling us that we're gonna have AR-15s. We'll try not to vomit while we're listening to it.
I'm briefed this morning by the Attorney General of the United States, the Director of the FBI. I've spoken with the governor, and I'll be speaking with the mayor on the aircraft. We're working very closely with the state and local law enforcement officials, and they're going to keep me updated as they learn more. You're going to ask me to speculate. Understandably, you'd ask me to speculate about what happened, why it happened, and I'm not going to do that now because we don't have all the information, not until I have all the facts. But I do know this. As president, I'm going to use all the resources at my disposal to keep the American people safe. As I said, at this moment, a great deal remains unknown, but three things are certain. First, 10 lives have been lost, and more families have been shattered by gun violence in the state of Colorado. And Jill and I are devastated, and the feeling, I just can't imagine how the families are feeling, the victims whose futures were stolen from them, from their families, from their loved ones.
Oh, he stole a Greta Thunberg.
Now have struggled to go on, try to make sense
Their
of it.
futures were stolen.
He's back to his plagiarizing. Oh no. Man, it just makes me so mad when he talks about trying to keep Americans safe. It's like, dude, you don't care about our safety, bro.
Less than a week after the
it's always a little bit disingenuous too when politicians want to sit there and talk about how sorry they are. 10 lives were destroyed. While you're bombing other countries and ruining hundreds of lives every day.
Yeah.
You don't care one bit, though.
Yeah, dude.
Horrific murders of 8 people and the assault on the AAPI community in Georgia. While the flag was still flying half-staff for the tragedy, another American city has been scarred by gun violence and the resulting trauma. And the state that I even hate to say it because we
inanimate objects can't be violent.
Our hearts go out for the survivors, who had to flee for their lives and who hid, terrified, unsure if they would ever see their families again, their friends again.
Just like all the people you're bombing in Syria.
The consequences of all this are deeper
all
than I suspect we know.
Yeah.
By that I mean the mental consequences.
And they hid, and they couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, it just been through too many of these. The second point I want to make is my deepest thanks to the heroic police and other first responders who acted so quickly to address the situation and keep...
I don't know. I watched the video when it was happening. Like some guy was live streaming like right away, and it wasn't right. There wasn't a police response right away that I saw from the side of the store he was at. There was bodies on the ground though. And that video was at least several minutes long. So,
well, that's always the problem. If you disarm yourself, then you're 100% trusting your safety to these first responders, and they can't be everywhere at all at once, and that's why there's 10 people dead, because if there was a guy sitting there and concealed carry or whatever, maybe it wouldn't have been 10 people dead. But Colorado has, we would get to this when he starts talking about all his proposals, but Colorado already has all these gun control laws that these people push, and it didn't do any good.
Yeah. Mr. CJ Abernathy says, now Democrats like the police? Sure sounds like it. And they want the police to be the only ones with rifles.
The members of their community safe. To state the obvious.
To state the obvious.
The exceptional bravery of Officer Eric Talley. I send my deepest condolences to his family, his close family and 7 children.
Yeah, from what I've seen, apparently this one officer is the only one that went in right away to do anything, and everybody else just kind of did the normal protocol where you set up a perimeter outside the building and you just let him just keep shooting people inside that are trying to hide.
When he pinned on that badge yesterday morning, he didn't know what the day would bring. I want everybody to think about this. Every time an officer walks out of his or her home and pins that badge on, the family member that they just said goodbye to wonders whether they'll subconsciously, will they get that call? A call that his wife got. He thought he'd be coming home to his family and his 7 children. But when the moment the act came, Officer Tully did not hesitate in his duty, making the ultimate sacrifice in his effort to save lives. That's a definition of an American hero. And thirdly, I want to be very clear. This is the one thing I do know enough to say on in terms of what's happened there. While we're still waiting for more information regarding the shooter, his motive, the weapons he used, the guns, the magazines, the weapons, the modifications that apparently have taken place.
Why does any of that matter?
Yeah, I know, dude. None of that matters at all, dude.
Yeah, it's like, well, we need to really see what kind of a magazine this guy was using. Well, it doesn't matter. Let's say the guy came in with a bolt-action rifle and shot 10 people.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter what gun that guy uses, you know?
Yeah.
I don't need to wait another minute, let alone an hour, to take common sense steps that will save the lives in the future.
No, you're not going to save any lives because the guns are still going to be there. You're just going to take guns from people who can defend themselves from the criminals. So you're going to make us a society where only criminals and police officers have guns. We'd literally be like Mexico.
Urge my colleagues in the House
just
and
like
Senate
straight fucking gang cartel wars nonstop.
High-capacity magazines in this country once again. I got that done when I was a senator. It passed. It was law for the longest time. And it brought down these mass killings. We should do it again. We can close the loopholes in our background check system.
Did it bring down the mass killings? I recall you murdering, what was it, 56 Davidians in Waco while you guys had that assault rifle ban.
I don't know. We were talking about the other day, and I didn't want to get too conspiratorial, but you know, they really didn't talk about mass shootings at all for the last 4 years. And then all of a sudden, you know, Biden and the Democrats have control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And here they're having these shootings again. And it's all over mainstream media, and that's all they want to talk about. And here, like I said, here's Biden's very first press conference. We're 2 months into his presidency. And this is the first thing that he's decided to address the American people on. And so from, you know, our perspective, it's pretty obvious that you're just pushing your agenda. You know, this has always been your agenda. And it's just, you know, never let a crisis go to waste, you know.
Should we do a trivia game? Trivia game in the comments. Who is the person who just said that quote Greg just said?
That's one of the best tools we have right now to prevent gun violence. The Senate should immediately pass. Let me say it again. The United States Senate, I hope some are listening, should immediately pass the 2 House-passed bills that close loopholes in the background check system. These are bills that receive votes of both Republicans and Democrats in the House.
That scares the fuck out of me.
Issue. This is an American issue. It will save lives, American lives. We have to act.
You know what else will save lives? Ending the fucking wars, dude.
Also ban assault weapons in the process.
Bringing the troops home, ending the wars.
I have much more to say as we learn more. But I wanted to be clear. Those poor folks who died left behind families. It leaves a big hole in their hearts. And we can save lives. Increasing the background checks.
Oh my God. You're not going to save lives. I saw something that said that this dude, the guy in Colorado, was on like some FBI fucking watch list.
Yeah, he was, dude. He was being watched by the FBI.
How many times have we heard that, too? It's like, it's kind of, again, I don't want to go off conspiratorial and shit, but it's like these people are on FBI watch lists. I think that Pulse nightclub shooter down in Florida was the same thing. It's like, These guys are on terrorist or FBI watch lists, and they still manage to get their hands on a gun. But you're telling me that we can pass new laws that are going to somehow magically keep like government apparently is not doing their job already, but you want to double down.
They already had the means to stop him from buying that gun, but they didn't do that. So it's like, why didn't you do that? Like, to me, like, I think you're right. It seems to me like they let him buy the gun, like the FBI, because they have to call the thing every time you buy a gun that you got to call and see if you're like red flagged. Like, how the hell is this guy not red flagged? But anyhow, it seems like the FBI wants more to do. They want to start arresting people for having AR-15s. So they're going to, they're going to let crazy people buy AR-15s on purpose, even though it's already against the law for that to happen. And this guy didn't, anyhow. Yeah, we'll show why it's bad after that. We'll finish this real quick.
But I'll be talking to you more later today or the next couple of days about what else we know. May God bless you all and those families who are mourning today because of gun violence in Colorado and Georgia, all across the country.
No, they're mourning because a murderer murdered their family members.
More of you. There's few of you as time goes on. Thank you so much.
Will you introduce new?
So, what's here?
They also said, just to pick on Biden a little bit here, one thing I keep hearing over and over again is how he is basically controlling like who gets to ask what questions at this press conference.
Yeah.
Where you used to see these Donald Trump press conferences where the media is just kind of ripping him a new a-hole every week.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and here you got Biden who's just controlling the narrative, and it's like that's not a free media if you can't ask, what you want to ask. Dude.
I want to see Biden up there stumbling on questions too. I don't want some biased bull crap. But here's what happens when only the government has firearms. Troops open fire at funeral as Myanmar mourns bloodiest day since the coup. At least 114 people reported killed by security forces on Saturday during protests. So this is
those people don't have guns. They're disarmed.
Yeah, they've been disarmed. The government is just murdering them at funerals now, 114 at a time. The Democrats are claiming that a coup almost happened in America on January 6th. They said that a literal Hitler was our president for 4 years, and now they want to turn in AR-15s to that same government. No, thank you. Here's a video down here. I'll play it. It's probably going to be an ad right away again. What is this?
Looks like an error.
Oh my God. Stop. Okay. Apologies for that. Here we go. Look at that. Bow and arrows against our government. Are you kidding me? Is that what you want in America?
Yeah,
hell no.
If that's what you want to see here, there you go.
We have bow and arrows and Molotov cocktails and rocks. That's what they want us to have to fight against them.
I mean, the government already basically does whatever they want whenever they want. Imagine what would happen if we didn't have our guns.
Yeah, dude.
And everyone always likes to point out that whole well-regulated militia argument. But you also got to understand that a regulated or, a militia at the time that the Constitution was written was a volunteer defense force, essentially. It was not a government. Yeah. They were not army soldiers. They were not government employees. They were your neighbors, your family, your fellow countrymen. They were not they weren't these fancy organized like I say, government forces. They, like I said, so yeah, I don't.
Yeah, dude, I agree with you. That's how it was meant too. It was meant like everyday people all having a firearm, and then if we're ever invaded, we're all just gonna like bound together and
Wolverines
slow march on them. But yeah, since we're on Biden, we'll continue it. Biden's been talking about filibuster stuff as well.
Yeah, and then the filibuster, I mean, honestly, probably has something to do with that whole they need to regulate arms,
firearms,
you know? Yeah, so we can get ready. Because, again, the Democrats have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. If they get rid of filibustering, they can pretty much call a vote and ram down a lot of, you know, stuff that.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to like the filibuster when Rand Paul used to sit there and read who was that? Somebody was reading Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
Of course, that's racist now, so.
So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you.
Oh, wait a minute. This isn't the one. My bad. Wrong video. I think it's this one.
I believe.
Here we go.
With regard to the filibuster, I believe we should go back to a position of the filibuster that existed just when I came to the United States Senate 120 years ago.
1645.
And that is.
Did you hear that? You're going to listen to this again.
I came to the United States Senate.
Wait.
Go back to a position of the filibuster that existed just when I came to the United States Senate 120 years ago.
What? Oh my gosh, dude. How is this guy?
I believe it.
How did the Democrats nominate this guy? Are you kidding me?
Joe Biden's a leftover Civil War Democrat.
That is that it used to be required for the filibuster, and I had a card on this. I was going to give you the statistics, but you probably know them. That it used to be that from between 1917 and 1971, the filibuster existed. There were a total of 58 motions to break a filibuster. That whole time. Last year alone, there were 5 times that many. So it's being abused in a gigantic way. And for example, it used to be you had to stand there and talk and talk and talk and talk until you collapsed. And guess what? People got tired of talking and tired of collapsing. Filibusters broke down and we were able to break the filibuster, get a quorum and vote.
I actually wouldn't mind if that came back, and I have complete confidence that hopefully the senators that want to support our right to bear arms will stay up there and keep talking and talking until the session ends. And then as that,
yeah,
like, I don't mind that at all. Like, I don't care. Read Dr. Seuss for 3 days straight. Do it.
Yeah, I wish the government would spend all their time just talking about nonsense and not passing any laws.
Yeah.
I'm not of the opinion that they do a whole lot of good work there. I mean,
yeah, they definitely don't.
Very little.
So I strongly support moving in that direction. In addition to having an open mind about dealing with certain things that are just elemental to the functioning of our democracy, like the right to vote, like the basic right to vote. I'm going to say something outrageous.
If you care about the basic right to vote, dude, can we get a libertarian on the debate stage so people have actual options to vote for? Dude, I'm so sick of hearing Democrats talking about how their right to vote's being infringed. It's like, dude, your right to vote is not infringed. You're in every debate stage in America, and you actively fight to keep Green Party candidates off the ballot, which I think is bull. Like, I don't agree with the Green Party in a lot of things, but they're fellow third parties, so in that regards, I'm kind of pissed about that. I know the Republicans sued to keep libertarians off the ballot, so.
I have never been particularly poor at calculating how to get things done in the United States Senate.
Are you sure? What about that 94 crime bill that you said you regretted in the debate, but you're all for it for a couple decades?
Yeah, he doesn't regret it.
So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway.
Dude, this guy is a joke. I can't believe it. You know what I hold here and dear is my right to bear Ruger AR-15 rifle, dude, with a more than 10-round magazine.
Anyway.
Like, dude, there's so many things that go down. We just saw like mass riots break out all over America, and the cops stood down, weren't protecting anybody, like telling people that when you call 911 that the city's under attack, you needed to protect it. You're on your own. So I was like, okay, well, that's fine. Then we all need AR-15s.
Yeah.
Like, we saw how fast things collapse. We saw how fast toilet paper ran out. It's like, dude, chaos is not that far away, and you know the police aren't always going to be there to protect you. You're going to need to protect yourself, and an AR-15 is the way to do it.
We're going to get a lot done, and if we have to, if there's complete lockdown and chaos as a consequence of the filibuster, then we'll have to go beyond what I'm talking about.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? That's some tyrannical statement right there. We're going to go like, look, the Constitution, I think, is pretty clear. From what I understand, it says that the Senate can make its own rules. So, like, the president can't do anything to tell the Senate how they're going to operate in their chamber. You know, that's a clear division of power issue there, bro. And this guy's been using filibusters too. The Democrats use filibuster.
Yeah, they're only trying to do it, like I said, because they have like basically 1 year to get as much done as they can, because come 2022, they will not control the House and the Senate.
Yeah,
it's just the way it always works, you know, or it seems to always work. You know, Donald Trump had all three branches in 2016 to 2018, and that'd be honestly his biggest failure, because he didn't accomplish anything in those 2 years.
Yeah.
He perfect opportunity to accomplish things, and I think he fiddled with the tax code a little bit, and he reduced some regulations, but that was it. You know, I think, you know, what Congress and the government needs are libertarians, because they're always trying to compromise, but they're starting at like the wrong positions. Like, so the Democrat side is, well, we should regulate guns, we should ban certain types of weapons, certain types of magazines. We need libertarians up there on stage saying, at the very same time, saying, well, we need to repeal the
ATF, get rid of it.
Yeah, well, we need to repeal the National Firearms Act or whatever banned machine guns. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're preaching what could be considered an extreme principle, which is banning guns, and it's like, well, we should, on the flip side of that, we should argue the other side that we need to, you know, legalize machine guns.
I totally agree. So apparently Mike Rounds, our senator from South Dakota, supposedly went viral with this tweet saying, "Hey, Joe Biden, come and take it." And it's a creepy bronze statue of him that I don't know that he deserves. That has 4,762. No, not even that. That's just quote tweets. Yeah, so I don't know about. I think it's kind of an exaggeration, and I don't think anybody's even seen this tweet besides maybe South Dakota.
Well, one of the articles I looked up earlier, and I don't remember if I linked it or not, but Vanity Fair wrote an article about him. Which why in the hell is Vanity Fair writing political articles? But a lot of Democrats were complaining, from what I saw, and I don't like Mike Rounds, but they were complaining about his tweet saying that it was a threat of violence against Joe Biden. My favorite meme that was going around this week was the pictures of a staircase, and at the top of the staircase it has a gun and it says "Come and
Oh
take
yeah.
it."
Dude, there's so many good memes that I can't like or anything because I've been banned from Facebook for basically saying the same thing that Mike Ron said, but whatever. I guess I've been targeted since I've been commenting a lot on the other 98% Facebook page. So now
You gotta have
I guess
a
I'm
blue
getting
check.
a lot of reports piling up, and they're gonna make an example out of me for being too freedom preachy. So we got moving on. We got a press conference Kristi Noem gave. Our beloved governor that nobody locally likes her, but everybody nationally loves her. That seems to be pretty common. But I really, really like this first question she gets asked regarding the marijuana initiatives. This is a press conference regarding her Defend Title 4. Is that? Yeah. No, 9. Defend Title 9 thing. I think it's something to do with she won't sign some bill regarding trans and girls sports or something. And then all the conservatives are pissed off at her because she won't sign it. And she's trying to claim that she's doing some I don't know. Here, I'll just let her talk. I don't know what she's trying to do.
Well, what happened this week? And we got another clip from Tucker Carlson that we were going to play.
Yeah, I'll play that right after this.
But so essentially what happened is somebody wrote a bill that wants to make it.
Or should we play the Tucker Carlson one first so people kind of have an idea of why she's doing this press conference?
Yeah, it's only 5 minutes. We can watch that one.
National.
All right. Do you want to? Were you saying something before I interrupted you, though?
Oh, but yeah. So she's just she flip flopped on this subject, and she doesn't really have a good reason for it, and she's kind of getting called out for it because what happened was, political pressure. She was going to sign this bill that would ban transgendered women or men from competing in women's sports. And she was getting a lot of backlash from it. A lot of the NCAA, a whole lot of groups were complaining about it. So she's kind of flip-flopped on the issue.
Yeah, I think the NCAA or something was threatening to not have an event in South Dakota, and I guess we kind of depend on having events here because it's good for tourism. But we'll listen to her explanation.
Nationally, Biden administration is squarely behind it to allow biological males to compete in girls' sports. We've covered it extensively on this show. It's very unpopular with the public. It's particularly unpopular in the state of South Dakota. South Dakota is one of the most Republican states in the country. Republicans essentially control the entire state. So
that's true, and it's sad.
Recently passed a bill to prevent this from happening, to prevent biological men from playing on women's sports teams. And the governor of South Dakota, Kristi Noem, who you doubtless have seen, said she was, quote, excited to sign it. Now she has changed her mind. Governor Noem joins us tonight to explain why she has. Governor, thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate it. So here you have this bill, which I think all polling shows is popular in your state. I think it would be popular nationally. You said you were excited to sign it. Big business intercedes NCAA, Chamber of Commerce, and Amazon and tell you not to sign it, and you change your mind. I think a lot of our viewers are wondering your thinking on this and how exactly this happened.
Well, that's not true, Tucker, and thank you for inviting me to be on the show tonight.
Of course.
I could sign the bill the way that it is today, and then also, but it wouldn't solve the problem, and that's the real issue. As I looked at the bill and examined it and have been discussing with legal scholars for many months on how to protect women's sports, this bill would only allow the NCAA to bully South Dakota.
Yeah, we got to take a drink every time she says legal scholars in this interview. And I just want to point out that I don't really care one way or another. I feel like because I don't think it's an issue in South Dakota at all, and I don't even know why this is like what they focus on every year, and it pisses me off. That's like the only thing they're thinking about out there. It's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
I'm definitely one of those libertarians. I was thinking about making a post the other day because I was kind of thinking this out in my head, but like, I'm definitely one of those libertarians that like, I just want to mind my own business and you just mind your own business. And that's just, so it's like when we talk about bills like this and the legislature, it's this culture war. You got the people on the right and you got the people on the left, and they think they're battling this culture war. For the future of America. And it's just like, again, I'm just one of those libertarians that like, you mind your business, I'm going to mind my business.
Yeah, dude, I'm the same way.
And it would actually.
I'm just embarrassed that South Dakota is always in the spotlight for this kind of shit too. It's like, come on.
Yeah, we actually had a guy 2 years ago trying to introduce and luckily it didn't go anywhere. But he tried to introduce a bill to ban gay marriage again. It's like, of all the things,
to
waste your
nobody
time.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. Just mind your business.
Jesus, dude. He's trying to set us back even farther. We're already like 10 years behind from the other states, and now he's trying to set us back another 20 years. Like, dude. And of course, that gets national headlines, and then it just makes South Dakota look bad. It's like, man.
Bathroom
to
bills.
Prevent women from being able to participate in collegiate sports. So what I've done is I've asked the legislature through a style and reform.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but just for our viewers, I'm so sorry.
The bill.
Just back up for 1 second for our viewers.
Christy knows not used to being interrupted by anybody.
Do not interrupt the queen. You will sit there and speak when spoken to.
Yeah.
Viewers who haven't followed this as closely, how would this bill prevent women from playing in South Dakota, if you would?
Because what it would do is it would put a law on the books that would allow the NCAA to take punitive action against our state. And we're a small state, Tucker. We've had to fight hard to get any tournaments to come to South Dakota. When they took punitive...
God, Tucker Carlson's face is so funny, dude. He just... Look at him. He looks like confused and like upset at the same time.
Action against us, we would have to litigate.
Like confused and irritated.
Legal scholars that I have been consulting with.
Legal scholars. You gotta take a drink. You got your drink ready?
I can't believe he hasn't even moved
many
his
months
face.
say that I would very likely lose those litigation efforts. And I don't think that
so you're saying, so hold on, just to be clear, it's not the bill. You're saying
that many times over and over again.
But wait. So you're saying the NCAA threatened you, and you don't think you can win that fight. They said if you sign this, we won't allow girls in South Dakota to play, and you don't think you can win in court, even though the public overwhelmingly supports you nationally, and so you're caving to the NCAA. I think that's what you're saying.
No, that's not right at all, Tucker. In fact, you're wrong completely. I've been working on this issue for years. In fact, several years ago, I fought USDA to make sure that 4-H rodeo and that the sport of rodeo could keep girls' events, and boys' events. So I've been working on this for many, many years. And back since November, I've been consulting with legal scholars and professors across the country, asking them, how do I protect
legal scholars?
Women's sports? And they've gone through the steps to how I would legally challenge the NCAA and keep them from bullying the state of South Dakota. And what they've told me to do is that I need to build a coalition. So that's why today I launched DefendTitle9Now.com, and that's going to allow us to build a coalition of states.
That has nothing to do with legality. And I also think it's a little bit hypocritical that she wants to talk about, well, people told me that we would lose these lawsuits. She doesn't care about losing lawsuits. Like she's assigned a bill that has to do with abortion and people with born with like Down syndrome and whatnot. And you know damn well that bill is going to be challenged in court and it's not going to be constitutional. So she doesn't care about what's constitutional, what's going to get challenged in the courts or not. This is just her caving to public opinion. That's why she said, we need to build a coalition. It's because you're trying to whip up support for it. It has nothing to do with, legality.
Yeah, she's trying to cover her bases so she can keep her national spotlight because all the national conservatives are turning on her right now, like hardcore.
Yeah, that's why I
And
like
I'm
this
glad.
interview.
I'm glad they're being exposed to the real Kristi Noem, the one that is the backstabber that will use taxpayer money to overturn the voters' will. That's Kristi Noem. That's her legacy.
Builds walls
that can
around
fight the
Governor
NCAA. Listen, I'm sick and tired of the NCAA threatening states, challenging us, and bullying us. And so we're going to build a coalition of leaders, athletes, and people who want to protect women's sports and want to make sure that our women keep Title IX in place to protect their right to be competitive and to be rewarded by participating in these team sports, and make sure this coalition can fight the NCAA to make sure we're protecting Title IX.
But these standards far predate Title IX, and I'm not exactly sure why Title IX is relevant or even really worth defending. I mean, this is thousands of years of common sense and tradition. Girls.
Oh my God, she's got a total bitch face right now. I love it. I love it. I love the conservative infighting. It's tears for my
play girls
coffee.
Sports, boys play boys sports. Why not instead just say, bring it on, NCAA. I'm a national figure. Go ahead and try and exclude us. I will fight you in the court of public opinion and defend principle. Why not just do that?
She doesn't have principles.
Tucker, you're preaching my sermon. That's what I did today. Today, I with Herschel Walker,
you vetoed
Jack
the
Brewer,
bill.
With Nancy Lopez, we all stood together. I did not veto the bill. I did a style-informed revision and asked the legislature to change it so that I can win. Listen, I'm not interested in a participation trophy. I'm not interested in picking a fight that we can't win. I am a problem solver. I come to the table and I don't want to have talking points. And I've been bullied for the last year by liberals, Tucker. I'm not going to let anybody from the NCAA, from any big business, I'm not going to even let.
You're trying to put potheads in prison and shit still. It's
bullied by liberals. That's a meme there. We need to make a meme.
I'm being bullied by liberals, even though the entire state, as Tucker Carlson pointed out, is controlled by Republicans. Our state is in total control. 85% of our legislature is Republican.
Besides the fact that, like, she keeps talking about the NCAA, and, like, that's the problem with government being involved with all this crap. It's like the NCAA can make their own rules on who gets to participate and what, because that's their whole deal, is they're an athletic organization. The government shouldn't even be involved in athletics at all. Like, we kind of covered this, I think, before, but like with school sports, like schools shouldn't have sports. There should be independent athletic organizations, and they can come up with their own rules and they can do what they want to do, but like it shouldn't even be a part of school.
Yeah.
What if they did ban transgender? And what I read is in like the last 10 years or something like this situation's only come up like once in South Dakota, so it's not even relevant here, like you said. But what would happen if they go through with this and they ban some transgender from competing in sports, and then that person decides that they're going to sue the state of South Dakota? And then what happens if that person wins and they win a $10, $20, $50 million lawsuit? Well, guess what? We all paid for that. We all have to pay for that lawsuit, you know? That's the whole point. Like, the government shouldn't be involved at all.
Yeah, I totally agree, dude. It'd solve a lot of issues.
Conservatives on the right bully me. I'm going to solve the problem. I'm going to make sure that we're building strength in numbers, and we're going after the NCAA and make sure that we're keeping only girls playing in girls' sports.
I'm
I've been doing this for
victim.
years, and I'm going to solve the problem, not just pick a fight to pick a fight.
Well, but the legislature, you're saying, was just picking a fight to pick a fight. I thought that they were trying to codify what the majority of your citizens want, which is girls' sports for girls and boys' sports for boys. Here the NCAA comes in and says, if you do that, you're going to lose a court battle. And so you said, well, the bill can't go forward. You have a democratic process that arose from your own citizens. They want this bill, and you've stopped it. So I'm not really sure how this is defending women's sport. No,
this bill did not arise from its own citizens. It was a legislator
the bill that my legislature gave me as a trial lawyer's dream. It creates more and more litigation and regulation that's impossible to comply with for families and for school districts and people going forward. What I'm interested in doing is making sure we're protecting girls' sports, and we're going forward to fight the NCAA. And what we're going to do as well is, if they don't fix this through the style and form revision, I'm going to ask them to introduce a new bill. If they don't do that, I'm going to immediately bring them back into a special session and tell them we're going to protect girls' sports through K through 12, and then we're going to go and fight the NCAA through a coalition. So you're going to
waste more taxpayer money through a special session.
Title IX and defend Title IX.
Very, very quickly, how would the bill as written make it harder, as you just said, for girls to participate in sports? You said it's hard for them to comply with the requirements of the bill. What do you mean, for those of us who aren't following it as closely, specifically by that?
Well, did you read the bill or the style and reform message that I sent to the legislature? What it said, I asked for changes for the regulations and how kids would have to prove that they're boys and girls. I asked them not to open it up to litigation. If a child doesn't make a team, they up to a year later can come back and sue every member of that team in the K-12 system and the entire school district as well, and continue suing so that they have the opportunity to play. If we put the collegiate athletics on there, then we will get punitively challenged by the NCAA, and then we'll have to continue to fight them and a court district that is not friendly to winning. That's what the legal scholars have told me for many, many months.
Well, legal
is that my chances of winning in court are very, very low. My chances of winning this, as you've stated,
it's a 5-minute
public opinion is extreme.
I wonder if she consulted her legal scholars on her chances of winning in the South Dakota Supreme Court when she wanted to sue the legalization of marijuana.
Dude, I got a great idea for a meme. I'm gonna have to make it. Remember, I don't know if you ever watched the old Clash of the Titans from the 1970s. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I think I've seen.
Anyway, there's this part where they're the oracles or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're the blind witches. Anyway, that would be perfect for legal scholars. A picture of those blind witches.
Dude, that's epic.
I feel like there's just this chamber of fucking scholars that she goes and addresses the council.
So that's the intro into this press conference she has in South Dakota.
And that must be her group, Defend Title IX. No.
And then the guy goes right off the bat and asks her a question about the legalization of marijuana that she's suing with taxpayer money.
Yes. Would you consider taking the money that you're using to fight the marijuana law that the majority of South Dakotans voted to enact? Would you take that money that you're using to prosecute that and drop a lawsuit to fight the Defend Title IX instead?
I'm not spending any money to fight marijuana. In fact, this year
you're spending taxpayer dollars to go to court to defend it anyways. The vast majority of South Dakotans that voted it in. So would you?
That was based on constitutional reasons, though.
Correct.
If you remember,
still taxpayer money.
As governor, I take an oath to uphold the Constitution.
Would you consider taking the money from that argument that you're having right now and instead spend it on a losing battle against the NCAA?
So when I get sworn in as governor, I take an oath to the state constitution and the U.S. Constitution to uphold those constitutions. And that is what and why we are challenging the marijuana ballot measure.
Legalization of marijuana has nothing to do with violating the Constitution.
So that we will continue doing that.
Yeah.
But based on that, we also this year, the taxpayers are spending money to put forward programs.
Nowhere in the Constitution did the founding fathers put, by the way, no legal weed in America forever.
And it's not even
Thomas
in the,
Jefferson.
Yeah, it's not even in the national constitution.
I want to know where it's in the Constitution that allows the government to ban marijuana. Like, you don't have that power.
Yeah.
Where is that? Where does it give you the power that you have authority over my body and what I consume with it.
Medical marijuana as well. So
I guess that's a theme throughout your administration.
What's the theme?
Going against the will of the voters.
Oh, you think so? Did the voters
Everybody
vote
thinks
on
so.
Title IX?
Yeah.
No, that's not
To
what
tear
I'm
it down?
I'm just saying that you're using taxpayer money to fight these
Actually,
frivolous
what I'm
lawsuits
doing
that you
right
don't
now,
lose.
is not using any taxpayer money. This is a coalition
It's a
of
lie.
people. There is no state funds going to this.
Well,
There
for
is
that,
no,
but it's a
resources
lie.
that
She's
we're
trying to
using,
just deflect it from the
beyond,
question.
that this
Yeah,
will be a
start
coalition of
talking
people
about weed.
working together to defend Title IX.
She
I'm here to
absolutely.
talk-
That is a
I'm here to
federal
talk
law
about
that has created
transgender
opportunities for women,
people,
Yeah.
not me.
that I think a lot of people would like to have a discussion on upholding.
Next question, please.
Joe?
Is there ever a time when it would be appropriate for like a trans girl to play girl sports in South Dakota?
You know, there's biologically, is that what you're asking, Joe? I believe
are there
girls should
different
play girls
situations?
sports based on their birth certificates.
Well, is there?
With all my opening statement, I talked about the differences.
Sure. Are there? If there's no competitive advantage for a trans girl,
Who determines that, though? Who determines?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I don't see one where there wouldn't be a competitive advantage, but who would determine that? How we would come to that? What boxes do you have to check? You could see the convoluted processes you would get into.
If Toll 17 does go into law, are you worried at all about the economic impact that could have on South Dakota? I mean,
No.
experts say it could be millions of dollars if the Summit League and NSIC and Division II Wrestling get out of here.
The way that I've issued the style and form revisions, no, I'm not concerned about the impact on South Dakota.
Have you had any conversations with people that are involved in those tournaments going here through this whole process?
Yes.
Can you say who?
No, I didn't ask them if I could share their names today, but yes, we've had multiple conversations with them and with others discussing what the legal ramifications, challenges are, and of course, a lot of it's been public too. There was some public comments that were made after Idaho passed its law. There's been some discussions that have been made since Mississippi as well passed their law. You know, it's not a secret as to how the NCAA feels about these types of state laws.
You just mentioned other states. Are any of those governors signing on?
Idaho is in a legal challenge right now, and yes, Tate
God.
Reeves from Mississippi has signed
Like
up.
we want to be arm in arm with frickin' Idaho, the
Yeah,
state that wants,
Indicated his support
the
as
state that
well.
wants to put it in their
Several-
state constitution to ban weed for all eternity.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. It's like, no, we don't want to align with Idaho. Idaho is like 40% white supremacist and like 60% whatever potato farmers. sorry, people of Idaho.
governors that are
We just lost all our Idaho viewers. Way to go, Greg.
having the coalition go through their legal general counsel recommendations, but they're generally supportive of the idea.
Governor, you were criticized by Alliance Defending Freedom over the weekend after you issued the style and form veto. Now, with this coalition, it's kind of positioning you at the forefront of this issue. I wonder, when you came up with this coalition, did you think about the impact on transgender people in the state? And did you consider that, you know, using this issue that would affect their lives, it would be done for political expediency or gain?
Oh, it's not for political expediency or gain, and absolutely I do think about them. That's why this coalition is specifically formed around girls playing girls sports. It's on the differences between men and women and the competitiveness of how they physically are built. It's not a transgender bill, and if you were to put it in that context, that would be completely inaccurate.
Can I ask
It is
that-
specifically about protecting Title IX and about women playing women's sports. It is not about transgender. And that is, there's nothing in this coalition or in this discussion today that has to do with that issue.
So who does it affect then? Like, you don't get to separate the issues, though. You know what I mean?
You bet. Go
Like,
ahead, Herschel.
it's like, this isn't a Second Amendment issue. This is just an issue about gun violence.
They're taking you in another direction, and what you're doing is 100% correct. Because what would you consider, and they say transgender, but who do you consider transgender to compete in women's sports? And it's sort of like I made a statement about a week ago that if they start doing something like this, you can take myself as an example. At my age today, now I can classify myself as a woman and go and compete in the Olympics. And I probably could win a gold medal.
Is that
in
Herschel
certain
Walker?
events in the Olympics today.
Why do they have Herschel
And
Walker
I'm a
on
woman,
the
so what
freaking?
would you consider
It's not even from
to
South
be able to
Dakota.
compete in Title IX? So that's why we have to protect the fairness of women and with Title IX.
Thank you, Herschel. We appreciate that.
There's, you know, this is a tough subject in a way because it's like there's a part of me that's like wants to be sympathetic because I don't really, you know, I think if we're gonna separate sports by male and female, then you know maybe we should separate it. But again, it's one of those things where it's like it shouldn't even be a government issue. There shouldn't be a law about it because government should have absolutely nothing to do with sports.
Yeah.
And if you really
I just say privatize the sports.
Yeah. And if you really wanted to be fair about it, you just get rid of the gendered sports in general. That was kind of my solution. It probably wasn't the greatest solution, but that was like my solution to the bathroom bills. It's like, well, then just make every single bathroom a unisex bathroom. Done.
Done. Problem solved. That's what we do here. We solve problems, man. Oh crap! I went backwards. Here we go. I think we're almost to the end or something.
Today, saying I'm in Title IX.
It affects women. For years, for decades, women have fought for an equal playing field, for equal opportunities, for scholarship money, for programs they can participate in, and to be treated the same as men. That's what Title IX is all about. And it's being threatened by some of the conversations that are happening at the national level, different policies that are happening, part of the decision-making process that happens within the NCAA on where tournaments go, how it's determined, their inclusivity policies, how vague they are and how they've been used in the past. That's why it's important to have an honest conversation about Title IX and make sure we're having a discussion to defend it and keep that right for women out there.
Would this bill affect transgender girls who want to play girls' sports leagues?
Transgender girls who want to play in girls' sports leagues? It will affect girls being able to continue to play girls' sports. And that's how we believe that girls' sports should be defined.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you coming.
So, another thing issue. Oh, crap. Let me pull that up real quick again. I just wanted to point out the image that was used by Kristi Noem for her.
Oh, yeah. She's in trouble for using the.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, this image down here in her podium with all those girls jumping up. Apparently that's copyrighted, and they're pissed off that she used that for her little initiative thing here.
Yeah, I saw something. It wasn't quite that picture, but there was a picture she was promoting where she was talking, and there was like half a dozen girls sitting on the standing to the side of her. Yeah, that's that one there.
Yeah, here's some Kel Landis says Ohio lawmaker demands answers on why pictures of teenage girls from his district appear on website pushed by Noem. Oh, here it is right here. I guess they blurred it out. But
the one I saw was she was talking, and there was like 5 or 6 girls standing to the side of her, but same thing. It's like she didn't have permission to use those girls. And when you're using a picture of people in something like this, you're basically saying, you're basically saying that those people support the issue, when that may or may not have been the case, obviously.
Why are you using images of my Ohio district's Hudson, Ohio sports lady explorers on your transphobic website? Did you give their permission to be the faces of your hateful campaign? If not, take them down. That's from Representative Casey Weinstein. And then another tweet from the same person says, Governor Kristi Noem, still haven't heard if you received permission from my Ohio district schools to use their logo, or from the young ladies from Hudson, Ohio, whose images you're making the face of your transphobic campaign. And then he tags the governor of Ohio in that tweet. Oh, here's a little video. I don't know. Crap. I don't think I have the audio.
Oh.
Here, let me just share it with the audio. So we got some time. We're running ahead of schedule here a little bit. Oh my God. Freaking ads. Goddamn capitalism and their ads. Here we go.
The worst is when you pay for a streaming service and they still freaking play ads. It's like, what am I paying for here, man?
Yeah.
No, I can't hear him. Is it playing on your end or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't coming through.
All right.
Whatever. Oh, well. We don't need to hear from Harvey Weinstein.
So yeah, that's oh wait, here we go. Since this is a band episode, I figured we could play some crazy video that Barry's been talking about from Washington D.C. Apparently these teenage girls carjacked an Uber Eats driver with a taser. And like everybody's been sharing this video around on Twitter, so we'll just watch it. I don't want to talk too much about it.
What's going on? Call the cops. They're trying to steal his car. This is my car. He said it's his car. Yeah, he is their phone.
I love how the people are videotaping and not helping at all.
Yeah, like just open the passenger driver door and like,
and it's like
they're like.
They're
one's
stealing
a 15-year-old and one's a 13-year-old. Yeah. I wonder if they're just tourists walking around.
Like
apparently this happens a lot.
There. Yeah, but it's like that old saying, you know, all it takes for evil to prevail is good people to do nothing. It's like you videotaping the shit is not helping. Like, great, you're videotaping it, but like you could open that car door and do something. Like, I mean, come on, people.
No, this is my car.
Oh yeah, for those not listening and not watching, this Uber Eats driver is like half in and half out of his car, and there's like I think a 15-year-old with like a taser trying to tase him out of the car, and then somehow gets put in a drive and the car takes off with the guy not even fully in the car.
Stop it! Oh my God! Somebody just stole. She's stealing their car. She's stealing the car. Yeah, we called the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops.
And then the car crashes, speeds down the street, hits a couple of light poles, and crashes. But yeah, these teenage girls are so effed, dude.
It's been called. It's been called.
What are you even doing stealing cars when you're that young? Are you kidding me? 13-year-old trying to steal a car. Now this guy ended up dying too. And yeah, so they got charged with murder today.
It's been called. It's been called. They stole the car. These girls stole the car.
And the camera guy runs back up to the car. It's leaning on its side. And then another thing that's weird, there's this army guys walking around Washington, D.C. randomly, I guess, everywhere.
Hey, come out. Hey, they stole the car.
Because they're the ones who pull the girls out of the car. The Uber Eats driver was flung from the car, and he's like just laying on the pavement over here. Nobody's even helping him. You got these cops and the National Guards walking all over around him.
Everybody, I need you to step back from the scene. I saw what happened. Oh, no. I need everybody to step back. There's gas leaking. Yeah, hey, back up. I seen it down there.
That's a freaking cop.
Yeah, a cop just standing there. So yeah, that's some crazy stuff going on in Washington, D.C. I tried to find this video, and apparently a lot of carjackings happen there because it was hard to find out of everything that came up when you searched for it.
Well, carjackings different than just stealing a car, in my opinion. Well, it's worse. It's like you're actually robbing somebody. You're not just stealing their property. That happens a lot in Sioux Falls, especially during the winter. Dumbasses leave their cars running, and maybe that's what that Uber Eats guy did. He kind of left his car running. I don't know. Come back and they were sitting in his car. I don't know, but yeah, carjackings though are totally different. That's definitely a violation of the NAP.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, and then the latest in Libertarian Party news, my hero from the show Tiger King apparently has left the Libertarian Party. He actually was interviewed by the Echo Chamber podcast on Free Speech Media. You can check that out on Facebook. But yeah, I've got his announcement video of him declaring that he's leaving the party. So I figure we'll play through that and we can comment on it. There's several things in here I disagree with.
Hey guys.
Says. So yeah, it should be some good fun.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joshua Dow here, formerly Fuck the Feds Libertarian. Well, this is gonna be my last video, and I'm probably gonna just cut this shit off. I'm so tired of this. So here's the deal. The Libertarian Party is supposed to take care of their own. A gentleman by hold on, let me get his name. Todd Habokian, Libertarian in Chief from Twitter. So, fuck him. Fuck the Libertarian Party. Fuck the National Libertarian Party. Fuck every county affiliate. Fuck all of y'all. Y'all want to be all high and mighty and say, oh, we're libertarians. We take care of each other. If someone's a libertarian and we're fellow libertarians, we're going to make sure they're all right. We're going to take care of them. Bullshit. It's a lie. Don't waste your vote on a third party.
Dude, I feel so crushed that he would say such hurtful things about libertarians. I just want to prove him wrong on that because, dude, we funded him to come to Orlando, and then he came up with some post saying that his fiance or something or boyfriend at the time stole all the money, so he couldn't come to Orlando. But then he still stayed with the guy. So everybody was kind of like, all right. And I know CJ Abernathy donated $300 to this guy over like the course of like a year or so. So I was like, dude, we were definitely helping you and donating to you. And it's like, and it's like another thing, dude, you were like the pinnacle of libertarian for a minute. You're like the most popular libertarian for like a hot minute, dude. You could have done a lot of things to raise money. Like, I don't know, start a podcast like what Greg and I are doing, dude. Like, you'd have like all kinds of people donating to your podcast. After like so long, you're just on the internet just asking people for money all the time. And it's
how long can you beg for money? Because Tiger King came out like a year ago, and I remember right after that a GoFundMe page was created to try to help him with like obviously the guy has some mental health problems. He appears to be pretty intoxicated in the video, but and I kind of know a little bit about what's going on. Like he was asking for a bunch of stuff from some libertarians down by where he lived, and I guess they had given him a bunch of stuff, but then they didn't give him a laptop that he wanted or something. And it's just ridiculous because one thing that libertarians do believe in, Josh, and you might not be aware of this, is we do try to take care of our own, but we also accept personal responsibility for ourselves. So if you've had financial problems for a year straight now, maybe what you need help with is a job.
Yeah, dude. And speaking of the computer thing, our chair, Joe Bishop Henchman, donated a computer to this dude too. It's like, dude, you've gotten all kinds. Like, we loved you. Like, we were so proud to hear "fuck the feds." I'm a libertarian, so fuck the feds. Like, everybody loved that, and you know, it's like I said earlier, we donated to you to come to Orlando. You didn't come to Orlando. And it's kind of like, dude, like, it kind of makes people question, like, what the hell, man. Anyway,
people are generous. People do donate, but people get tired, and full disclosure, I never donated to the guy, so I really can't say this is my personal experience, but people get tired of the same person constantly needing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, dude. Start a Teesprings account. Sell t-shirts. Like, you're an icon. Like, you could have done a whole bunch of things that just make money, and it wouldn't have been like a stressful job that you couldn't handle. Like, you're already live streaming on Facebook all the time. He does like all these like 8-minute live streams. Like, dude, if you did like a show and you set up like a donation to your show and you kept producing content for people, you know, like, you'd be earning the money, and it wouldn't be like a handout.
Here, let me give you a tidbit
right.
for the next episode coming up on Tiger King Season 2. This is how disrespectful and done I am with the Libertarian Party. I told in the interview that Joe Biden is the best president
oh my God.
that we could have at this minute.
Oh my God, dude.
Lost all credibility. I actually heard him say this shit long before this video came out, where he was telling us to all go F ourselves. But
yeah,
he actually said some crap like this in an interview a while ago, where he was actually working for the Biden campaign.
Oh man,
it's like,
so he's the best president we could have out of anybody that you could pick. Joe Biden.
Well, it's pretty obvious.
I just don't believe that.
Well, it's pretty obvious he wants welfare, so.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure he mentions it later.
So, you know, they shouldn't have fucked me over, because now everyone's going to think libertarians are Biden supporters. I'm a Biden supporter. I'm a Democrat. I'm a liberal. I'm a progressive, and I'm proud of it. I'm not going to continue to sit here and lie to myself. My fiance's on disability. If the libertarians had it their way, he would have no income. My grandmother is on Medicare, Social Security. She's going to lose that.
Libertarians would replace all those government functions with voluntary ones, like from donations, and we'd have a lot more money because we wouldn't be spending it on wars anymore.
I love how he just admitted that what he's been doing is committing fraud for the last year. Because he just said, I'm not a libertarian, and I'm a progressive, and I'm a Democrat, and I'm tired of lying to myself. It's like, so you literally lied for an entire year to get money out of libertarians.
Yeah, it's called grifting. Grifter.
All this shit that these assholes want to just run in the ground, and I'm not going to stand for it. I'm a Democrat. I am a proud Democrat, and I voted for Joe Biden in the primary and in the general election.
And in the primary even too. Like, jeez. We just listened to Joe Biden in the beginning of the show, and the guy can't even talk. And he's like, he's super experienced. It's like, it's not like some guy who doesn't give a lot of speeches. Like, the guy's like 80 years old. And I heard he said he's going to run for office again in 4 years. Do you think that's going to happen, Greg?
Who, Biden?
I think he's going to, Biden says he's running in 4 years again. I'm like, dude, you're not. You're way too old. You're not even doing press conferences now.
I mean, the Democrats might run him again, because traditionally presidents serve 2 terms, which kind of got blown out of the water this year. But
yeah,
so they might run him again, just because at the end of the day, what Democrats and Republicans want is power and control. Yeah. And so they're going to do whatever they got to do to keep that power. And if they think that nominating Joe Biden's going to get it done, then that's who they're going to nominate.
Yeah,
and
well,
then he'll just give one press conference every 6 months.
Nothing to do with the Libertarian Party ever again unless I get an apology from Todd Habokian, so-called Libertarian chief, who couldn't even get a decent showing.
So it's like a personal thing then that you're throwing everybody in the Libertarian Party, every county affiliate, every state affiliate, like national party, everybody, because one guy on Twitter, like, give me a break, dude.
Well, after that whole tirade, like, we don't want you back. Like, you've literally said that you have no principles. You don't like what we stand for. So I wouldn't apologize. What would we want you back for?
Yeah.
I might have to listen to that show yesterday or check it. I don't know what they could have possibly been discussing.
This video is older than the interview from yesterday, so if you want to hear the update from Joshua Dial's position, listen to that at Echo Chamber Podcast on Free Speech Media.
This election last year. So fuck you, libertarians. Fuck the feds and fuck libertarians. Now,
wait, what? Aren't the feds the ones that are giving you your Medicare and all the stuff that you say that you're all about? You're all about.
You can't have it both ways.
Someone wants to reach out and apologize to me for the way I've been spoken to, I'll accept the apology. But you know what? I'm just done. I'm done. Monday, I'm going to change my registration. I'm not going to be a part of a party where they spend half the time worrying about, whether or not minors should be able to have sex with adults. That's not my.
Whoa! What the hell kind of faction of the party have you been involved with? I don't hear none of that happens in the Libertarian Party. As a matter of fact, most libertarians I know are borderline against the NAP for that reason, because they just want to guillotine pedophiles in particular. But yeah, dude, I think that's bull that he would even. Ugh.
Well, I doubt
my heart breaks. My heart weeps, dude. I was a big fan of him, and now I feel like it's like that old saying goes: when you get to know your heroes, you don't really view them as heroes anymore. And I think that's a perfect example of what's happening right now.
Ideal. No.
Yeah, there's people I follow on Twitter that are famous, and I like some of the shows they're in or whatever. But then you start listening to some of the crap they post, the political crap, and it's like, geez, I really like, you're cool on that show, man. But holy cow!
For people who can't afford it, I want a CDC that's going to be capable of dealing with the next pandemic.
Oh God!
I could just list a laundry list of things. The reason why I voted for Biden. So, anyways, I just want to give you all a heads up. It's over. It's done with, and screw them. I would highly recommend not going into the Libertarian Party.
Oh my God, dude.
I know I've advocated before, but don't do it. Don't do it. They claim to be these people, what they call themselves are voluntarists, where, they say, hey, we don't want to rely on the government. We're going to just help you ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Boo-hoo, they didn't help me enough.
Because every libertarian I've asked for in the last 2 weeks for help, because I desperately need help to get my ketamine infusions done, they just called me bullshit. Called bullshit on me. So fuck them, fuck libertarians. I'm a Democrat now, so you know what? If y'all want to apologize to me, I'll take an apology from that
responsibility
dickhead.
For yourself.
What's his name? Todd Habokian. Besides that, I'm out of here. If there's anyone that's agreeing with me that the Libertarian Party's whack, send me a private message. I'm still a little short on my ketamine treatment.
So if you're against the Libertarian Party, now we're trying to get money from people that hate the Libertarian Party. It's like, dude.
Maybe the Oklahoma Democratic Party will send you a bunch of money. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I just feel so betrayed listening to this.
And then probably once I get that cash for my ketamine treatment, I'm deleting completely. I'm just tired of this. I'm tired of you're not a real libertarian, or we believe in helping people, and then when it comes to helping people, they don't help anybody. So anyways, I just had to get that off my chest. I'm going to get off here, guys. Once again, if you'd like to help donate to my ketamine infusion, send me a private message. Love you guys.
No, you don't. You just said you hated me. So, yeah.
Yeah, but if you want to donate, we can be best friends. But if you don't donate, I'm going to talk shit about you on Facebook.
Yeah, dude, I'm just like, man, Democrats weren't taking care of you for the last year, dude. The Democrats aren't going to accept you now. But whatever, shit happens. You want to check out an interview with Joshua Dial, check out Echo Chamber Podcast on Free Speech Media. I think that's everything that I had lined up. So I suppose we could, I don't see any guests or comments trying to get in, but it's probably because we're not on Facebook except on Free Speech Media today, since I got banned for promoting AR-15s. But do you have anything else, Greg, I suppose, before we sign out here?
No, next week is Christopher Thrasher, I believe.
Oh yeah,
Easter
that's a big
special.
show. So yeah, we'll be good to go and live again on our normal channel next week. I'll behave and I'm probably just not even gonna post anything on Facebook for a week, just because it's an important guest. Got a lot of requests to have him on. He gave like the hell of a good speech at our convention, and he's probably like the #1 most popular libertarian in South Dakota right now. So it'll be good to have him on. Some more reminders though before we sign out here. We have Libertarian Party of South Dakota's got a booth at Freedom Fest. That's going to be July 21st. In Rapid City, July 21st through the 24th. Joe Jorgensen and Justin Amash will be speaking there. You can check that out at freedomfest.com. You actually get $100 off if you're a member of the Libertarian Party of South Dakota. You can just use the code FF21LPSD. When you sign up, you'll get $100 off in your ticket. Hope to see everybody out there.
Yeah,
I'm going to be out there. I think Greg's going to be out there. We'll be repping Hedgehog Watchdog. We'll probably do a live stream out there if we can. But yeah, I'm excited.
If nothing else, you know what we should do is if we can get a compilation of like short interviews. Like if we can't stream live, because there'll be a bunch of people out there. So if we could get some short interviews, like if we could interview Jorgensen and the Mosh.
Yeah, that'd be epic, dude.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
And then if you like today's show, like us on Facebook, Hedgehog Watchdog. Follow us on Twitter at Hedgehog WDog. We're also on Trovo. We're on Trovo today because I was banned from Facebook, so I can't stream on our normal Facebook page, but that's at trovo.live/free speech media. Actually, I should probably check and make sure we don't have any comments on there before we go.
And don't forget to donate lots of money to the Hedgehog Watchdog. Otherwise, we are hereby renouncing our libertarianism. And fuck the Libertarian Party of South Dakota, fuck New Jersey, and fuck Florida.
But yeah, and yeah, subscribe. Did I say subscribe on YouTube? Probably already. Oh yeah, and another thing, since we keep forgetting to do this, I'll do it here. Let me get it up. We've got kick-ass t-shirts since we're plugging ourselves here. You can check out our store. How do I
Teespring.com/Hedgehog Watchdog.
Yeah. /Hedgehog Watchdog. Damn it. It's not coming up.
Oh, great t-shirts. Check it out.
Oh, actually, wait. I know how to get it up. It's on our website, too. You can go to the store on our website. Click that, and it'll bring it up. Here we go. Let's share my screen now. But yeah, we got some kick-ass shirts. We're going to have some more here shortly. If you watched our convention, I was wearing one of our kick-ass shirts. And we got some cool cannabis has killed less people than our attorney general shirts. Those are hot seller items.
And if you don't like Kristi Noem, there's a Not My Governor.
Not My Governor option. So yeah. But yeah,
you can buy our shirts, support the show.
Yep. We'll be back next Sunday on Easter with Christopher Thrasher. Hope to see you then.
See ya.
See ya.
You